Welcome to Ready to Mosh, a podcast all about rock, metal and alternative music. I'm Kev P.
And I'm Jem J. Each episode will bring you the latest news, talk about new releases, and review gigs and festivals that we've been to. There'll be a smattering of guest interviews and a lot of random chat.
As well as the podcast, you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at Ready to Moshcast. Hello and welcome to episode 38 of Ready to Mosh.
Hello.
Hello.
Sounds a bit weird. Hello.
It's the first recording of the new year.
It is.
But it's your second release.
Yeah, I can say it all feels a bit weird. Last week we were drinking beer and surrounded by snacks and yeah.
Now we're not.
No, I'm just here with my fake Ribena.
And we're going to go through some of the things we're looking forward to, some of the releases and other things in 2023.
But first we have got a few news bits and bobs.
Yes, back to the news. John from System, who's a drummer, has, I don't know, had a bit of a temper tantrum, I think.
A temper tantrum?
Yeah.
Took the toys out.
He definitely has. He's basically said that Surge should have quit in 2006.
That's a bold statement.
It's a very bold statement, yeah. Some of the things he's kind of said are that he's basically the reason that there's been no new albums.
That's interesting, because wasn't there going to be a System announcement?
Yeah, no, there was a System announcement, but it was the festivals that they were doing, I think.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah, it is weird that they've never done anything else, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's also had a dig at everybody's side projects too, and basically said they're just not very good.
Oh.
But they have, like, a lot of the band fell out with him before, though.
Yeah, I was going to say
because he's a staunch Republican, isn't he?
That was it. I was going to say, is he the one that's kind of against everything they generally stand for?
Yeah. So, I don't know. If System are going to do something new, it might not be with him.
Or are they even going to play together if they're supposed to be playing together in a few months still?
Yeah, I think money will talk for that.
Well, yeah, I suppose he can just sit on behind his drums, can't he? Get on with it. Yeah. Right, first thing I'm going to say is this isn't really news as such, it's a fact, but it was news to me this morning because it's 22 weeks to download.
Yeah, it doesn't sound long when you put it like that.
It doesn't, but it was news to me because on my Outlook calendar at work, I have countdowns to main events that we go to, and I've pretty much been counting down since last download. So I think I started out at like 50 weeks, and then I do one at 40 weeks and 30. I clearly miscounted because my calendar said 25 weeks.
Oh.
And then something completely non-related I saw for something that I think was either the week or 2 weeks after download said it was 23 or 24 weeks, and I was like, hold on a minute. But it's 25 weeks to download. And I did a recount, and I was very excited to discover it's only 22 weeks.
Yeah, there was there something on Twitter about it this morning. It just said 22 weeks. Yeah, I did see something weirdly. I saw something this morning that said 22 weeks.
I've put something out on the old socials because I was that excited.
Oh, maybe that's what I've seen.
Maybe you have seen that. So yeah, my next little milestone will be 20, which is only 2 weeks away. Yeah. And then my next one will be 16. And so anyway.
16?
I don't know. It's just how I do it.
Okay.
And then it'll probably be 12 and then 10, 8. And then when we get to about 4 weeks, I go down by week. It just keeps me going through the day.
All right. Oh, you're waiting for me, aren't you?
Yeah, we're alternating as usual.
Yeah. My next one is the Foo Fighters are supposed to be doing something again.
Yeah, I did see that on their Instagram, was it, I think, or Twitter?
It's been pretty much everywhere the last couple of days. And obviously without Taylor now, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the band moves on.
Will they still be Foo Fighters, or will they be something
No,
else?
they're still going to be.
It sounded like they were still going to be, didn't they?
Yeah, it sounds like they're still going to be the Foo Fighters. But is it... I don't know, because it's that chemistry as well, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be somebody that they have known for a long time and kind of trust to do that job.
Yeah. So it's not like Dave Grohl can just hop back on the drums, is it, and sing?
No, I mean, who's going to play the guitar if he does that? Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what they do. I mean, arguably, they could bring in a guitarist. Dave could do the drums and sing.
Can you really do lead vocals on drums?
Yeah, there's been a few bands that have done that.
I suppose technically you could then, but wait and see.
Yeah.
You've not heard this one about Rammstein, have you?
It depends what it is.
So yesterday, as we speak, was Till Lindemann's 60th birthday.
Okay.
And to honour the occasion, a statue was erected.
Has it got a massive dildo penis on it?
No.
Okay.
A statue was erected, but not with an erection, in the German city of Rostock, which is where he grew up.
Yeah.
And it was there less than 24 hours before someone has stolen it.
That's impressive.
I know. And this was in the news, I think it was yesterday. Or late yesterday after it. It'd been up less than 24 hours anyway. And as far as I know, nothing's been found yet. no leads or anything. So I think I don't know if it's life size. It looked pretty big. So how you steal and hide that without anyone knowing, I don't know.
Can't just slip it under your arm, can you? Walk off with it. I imagine it's going to weigh a fair bit.
Yeah. So, yeah. Interestingly, looking at the statue, you know, sometimes when these statues get done and you look at them and they look absolutely nothing like the person.
Like the Ronaldo one that looked like Niall Quinn.
There was one that looked like Leo Sayer.
Yeah, it was Maradona.
Was it? Yeah. This one, you know, because of the face paint that Rammstein wear, they almost look like, you know, there's like human statues that you get in random cities. So it didn't look that different. I think sometimes the statues look weird because the person's bronzed. Yeah. And I think because they have that dark paint on stage, and that's kind of how you used to see in Rammstein anyway, almost like a statue. It was quite, I think, anyway, it was quite...
An accurate portrayal.
Yes, an accurate portrayal, the very words I was looking for.
My last one is that Iron Maiden have been announced that they're going to be on... Well, it's been announced that Iron Maiden are going to be on limited edition postal stamps with Royal Mail. It's a new collection that's available for pre-order from Thursday, so that'll be today.
Yes.
Or last Thursday, when you're listening to this.
Yeah.
So there's 8 stamps, and it's got pictures from tours over the years, featuring all current members of the band, and Eddie is on there as well. And they're only the 5th group that's ever had it. And they follow on from the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Queen, and Rolling Stones.
Okay, I was going to wonder who they were. I would have guessed at Queen and the Beatles, definitely.
Yeah, I'd have definitely said... I mean, Pink Floyd's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
They're a little bit too out there, usually, for most...
They are, but at the same time, I guess their artwork would look cool on stamps.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So there's an image of Eddie from the first album, another one as the Samurai Warrior, and, yeah, the 8... stamps of the bands are priced at £11.70, and the 4 of Eddie are £5.60. And I love how both sets have a mixture of first class and £1.85 stamps.
Are they the large first class?
They must be the large first class. But if you've got those stamps, are you really going to be sending them to someone? Probably just going to keep them.
Not. I mean, I guess if they're going to be available generally anyway, if you go to buy a stamp, that's what you get. You know,
no, they're limited edition.
Oh, they're just a limited special set. Okay.
It's a limited edition set.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't use them then, would you? No. Fun fact, I was a stamp collector as a child. I've just got 2... What?
just cracked me up.
I don't know what else to say. I've just got 2 other bits and bobs. One is the Metal to the Masses heats are starting to commence around the country and beyond to get a place playing at Bloodstock this year. I'm not sure if they're all starting on the same dates in every location, but I know that the Nottingham ones are starting from the 4th of February every Saturday, running through to the 22nd of April at the Tap and Tumbler. A couple of dates I've noted in particular are Buried by My Heartache, who have been a recommendation previously.
They have.
They're on the 11th of March. And then on the 22nd of April, Bad Llama and Beyond Your Design are on as well. Obviously, there's loads of other bands as well I've not had a chance to check out yet, but they were just the 3 that I particularly noticed that are part of it this year.
Okay.
And I think the final is in July, because I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
where was the final last year? Was it the Rescue Room?
It was at Rescue Room, so I'm assuming it will be this year. And then just a little announcement about an announcement. Wednesday 13 is going to have a door announcement next week, apparently, which includes the UK. So
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, hopefully things are a little bit more settled now, and whatever the tour dates are firstly nearby. Yeah. Secondly, on a convenient date, please. And
Friday, Saturday would be lovely.
Yeah. And I can't remember what the third one was. Anyway, hopefully.
Yeah. Makes sense that he'll do it because he's got the new album coming.
He has. I mean, we never got to see the 20th anniversary stuff from last year, did we?
No.
But yeah, so next week we should know what they are. Right, so we're going to talk about some albums that are coming out this year.
Hopefully.
Can now say this year. Some of them we've got definite release dates on, some are to be announced still. Yeah. Some almost seem like rumours that we've read about. But we're going to go through a few select ones that we are either both looking forward to or one of us, and then...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new album, which is kind of to be announced, from Three Teeth.
I'm not familiar with them.
No, they'd pass me by, but they've got 2 albums released. The last one came out, I think it was 2019, and yeah, absolutely amazing. It's kind of like a Rob Zombie meets Pig, very heavy, very industrial.
Yeah.
A little bit like early Manson.
Okay.
Very, very good.
I might check them out then. My first one is August Burns Red. That's their 10th album, celebrating their 20th anniversary.
Can't believe they've been going that long.
Yeah. And that's out on March the 24th. They're one of those bands that I kind of like odd songs from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're kind of what I call a dipping band. I dip into them, but quite looking forward to this. I think we've got a couple of guests on there, including Jessie from Killswitch.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just interested to give that a listen in a couple of months.
I've also got Avatar down.
So have I.
They do have a release date.
They do indeed. February the 17th for Dance Devil Dance, their 9th album.
Yeah. That, I'm hoping, is going to be an absolute belter because they've released 2 singles, I think.
2 singles. It's Dirt I'm Buried In, is that right?
Yeah, Dirt I'm Buried In is one.
Got the chorus in my head, and Dance Devil Dance, which is title track.
And they're really, I mean, we were talking about this the other day. They are really, they've really found kind of like that magic recipe now. They're just absolutely smashing hit after hit out. Yes. So I hope the album's, again, like the singles, very good. Yeah,
I've got high hopes for it. I'm sure it won't disappoint. Next one I've got is Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
This one hasn't got a title or a release date or anything like that, but they've
pretty much confirmed it themselves.
Pretty much themselves said they've got new music. They've not released anything since 2016.
Yeah.
And interestingly, the year after that, they headlined Download in 2017.
Oh.
Did they? Was it 2017?
No.
It was 2018, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, well, maybe they'll be at Download next year, but they could still be.
They could still be.
But, yeah.
There's a new one from Baroness supposed to be coming.
Yeah, I have that on my list too.
And how long is it since the last Baroness album came out?
I'm not sure, but I think I read that this will be their 6th album.
Yeah. And
interestingly, all the previous ones have had Colours as their title, haven't they?
Yeah.
So what colour will this one be?
Oh.
We'll
see.
There's no date or title yet, is there? All I've read about it coming out is that they wrote loads throughout the pandemic and it's kind of taken them till now to just get it all sorted and in place, ready for release. But
to be honest, if they're in a position where they can kind of let the dust settle, it's probably not a bad thing to do, and then they can polish all of those tracks and when everything's died down. Yeah,
you can get why people, although they may have had stuff done through the pandemic in terms of writing, won't have released yet. And obviously it's been difficult for bands touring it since and still is. So if they're not in a position to promote the album, then you can see why people are holding back. Black Dahlia Murder, I was surprised to see on a list of albums coming out, because obviously they only lost their lead singer, Trevor Sternad, last year.
Yeah, not long ago.
No, I remember we talked about it early on when we first started, yeah. But apparently the guitarist, Brian Eschbach, he's taken over vocal duties and they want him to carry on, so...
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. That's what if the band are kind of happy with that. Then...
Yeah, definitely. Keep going, I say.
My next one is Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, I've got this as well. Nothing definite on it, is there?
No.
For this one.
I think, though, they'll be probably previewing stuff at Download with the release later in the year.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. And they have released an EP. They did one in like 2020, Post-Human something. Can't remember. And then they did something in 21, and last year they did another, was it a couple of singles or an EP? So I think it was supposed to be a 4-part thing anyway, so it would make sense if they released something. Yeah. I expect around the time of Download. Yeah,
I think they'll either do some preview stuff just before Download or preview stuff at Download, then...
And then release after.
Yeah.
Code Orange, I've got next. Again, another one with no definite details on a release date or anything, but apparently they were in the studio with Billy Corgan in 2021.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that could be an interesting one if it does come out.
Yeah. Another one that's, again, not got a release date is Crosses, which is Chino's band from Deftones.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that sounds like it's going to be finally get released this year. I think it was kind of they did an EP last year, and I think this is supposedly going to kind of like be their White Pony.
Oh, that'd be interesting, because that's a big bar to set.
It's a big kind of thing that to lay down for for reactions to. So yeah, I'll have to see how that pans out.
Devil Driver are possibly releasing Dealing with Demons Part 2. No release date confirmed yet. They released Part 1 of this back in 2020. But interestingly, obviously, Coal Chamber have reformed, so Des Fafara will be doing stuff with them. So be interesting to see if it does get released, how it pans out in terms of any promotion, any touring with it.
Yeah. Fear Factory are supposedly releasing an album this year.
Really? When did they last release?
That's a very good question. It's been a while.
Yeah. I don't recall hearing anything new from them, but they've obviously been around.
It's been a while, yeah.
They've been around for donkeys.
Yeah, and it's going to be their first one with a new frontman.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to kind of see if they take a different direction, if it's the same kind of thing, but are the vocals going to be the same? There's so many kind of questions surround when a frontman takes over.
Yeah, similar back to the Black Dahlia murder, I guess.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
In Flames, they have their 14th album out on the 10th of February, Foregone. They're another, but I know we say it a lot, but I can't believe how long they've been around. Thinking about it, I saw them support Slipknot in 2002. So that's like 21 years ago.
Jesus
And they'd
Christ.
been around a good chunk of time before then.
Yeah.
But looking forward to that one anyway, see what they've got for this year.
Godsmack have got an album announced for February the 24th called Lighting Up the Sky. They've announced that they're going to play shows, but Lighting Up the Sky will be their last album of original material.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Wonder if it'll be like, not massive shows, like massive tour, as in taken in everywhere, or...
I think I don't know, it's a very strange kind of statement to make of original music. Do they mean is the band stopping after that, or...
They would assume so, and that only thing would come up with maybe a live album or compilation.
Yeah. And if that's the case, you'd think Godsmack are going to have to do a huge tour.
That's what I mean.
To support
to say a goodbye, I guess. And I imagine it would be their own shows. They wouldn't be doing it as festival.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing their own shows, yeah. I mean, festival appearances they may do, but festival appearances don't pay that much, do they?
No, I'm just thinking as well, if they are wanting to, like, just get to their own fans.
Yeah.
One of the most anticipated albums of the year, I suspect, next. Metallica, 72 Seasons.
Yeah.
Out on the 14th of April. We obviously already heard Lux Eterna.
Lux Eterna came off first, didn't it? So
I don't know if they'll release another single before then.
They're going to do, surely. Yeah. They're going to probably do about 4 or 5.
Yeah. Not necessarily all before then, though, but...
No, it's usually 2 or 3 before, a couple after. So,
I'm intrigued by that, definitely. Will it be as kind of old-school sounding as the single has?
Yeah. Loathe are supposed to have another album out this year. And I'll be looking forward to that, because last time I saw Loathe, they were absolutely amazing.
Yeah, was that Download Pilot?
It was the pilot, yeah.
Yeah, they were good there.
And they've done, I think they did a US headline run.
Yeah.
So, yeah, their next album could be really big.
Definitely.
Really big. So that'll be worth checking out when that comes out, if it comes out.
Slipknot potentially have an album coming out.
Yeah. Are they on their own label now?
Not yet, no. This is the thing. It's Look Outside Your Window. Apparently they recorded it in 2008 around the All Hope Is Gone sessions, and it's basically been sat on since then. But they are leaving Roadrunner in April, so kind of the rumours that I've read about it are that it's going to be released after then.
Oh.
So it's obviously somehow linked into the Roadrunner contract and whatever. And I read something else that said it had kind of a Radiohead vibe to it.
Jesus. I can't imagine that.
I think it might even have been the clown that said that, what I read on it. Yeah.
Oh.
Just bear with me 1 second. No, it was actually Corey Taylor that said it has much more of a Radiohead vibe. It was the clown that he's revealed that it might finally be released this year, as soon as after April Fool's Day, when they're finally off Roadrunner. So,
do you think Corey Taylor's ever listened to Radiohead?
I don't know. It's a bit of a random statement to make if he hasn't. He must have heard the odd song at least.
He's probably got mixed up with somebody.
No. Yeah, Slipknot meets Radiohead's
It's interesting, yeah. Mudvayne. I mean, I don't think this will happen, but there is a chance that Mudvayne are going to release some new music.
It's been a while for them, hasn't it?
Well, their tour last year was their first in 13 years.
I remember them kind of coming back on doing the tour last year, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even know you still existed. Yeah,
so they've not wrote anything since 2009. So it's going to be, I don't know how they're going to... Do you know what I mean? You know how that's going to go down, because it's a long time since they've not been around. It
kind of is, but then we've got the kind of whole resurgence of new metal and the new wave of new metal, so they might fit into that.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, I don't think it'll happen, but it could do.
one of our favourites I've got next, Those Damn Crows.
Yes.
Inhale Exhale is released on the 17th of February, same day as Avatar. So that's going to be a very exciting week for new releases.
Oh, Jesus, that's going to, yeah.
And it's going to be weird because they're very different.
Very different sounds, yeah.
You have to have a day of each or something like that. But we've already heard 3 singles from them already.
Yeah.
All of which have been great. So very much looking forward to
some of them very different to others. And it'll be interesting to see what the album sounds like. So, that'll be interesting. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's just a shame we can't get to any of the kind of the album release shows around that time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll see them at some point.
I think we will.
Yeah.
Next up is Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think their last one was 2017.
Yeah.
Villains. And they did a tour in 2018, and I think they did a show in 2020. And that's kind of been it.
Have I seen them on some festival lineups in other countries? I feel like they've been...
Yeah, they're always banded about at different festivals, but like for the coming year, yeah. And apparently Jesse Hughes from Eagles of Death Metal has basically said it is happening. It's been recorded. So,
okay.
I know his best friends with Josh Homme, but how he knows it's definitely been recorded is...
Yeah, and how he's allowed to say that way if the band haven't said it themselves.
Yeah. And it's a bit of a different lineup as well from anybody that remembers things like Rated R and...
Oh, yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah. Yeah, so it'll be... Was Rated R Dave Grohl on drums? I think it was.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it's a different drummer. Guitarists changed after the fallout.
Yeah, to be honest, I've just lost track of them since we saw them at Leeds in 2016.
16, yeah.
I've kind of lost track of them, to be honest, with what's happening.
Yeah, I have. There's a lot of shit went down with them, and I just kind of sort of zoned out, I think.
Yeah. Vil Velo, this is probably the first new release we've got coming up, actually. His first full solo album as VV, Neon Noir, is out on the 13th of January, so next week. This week, as you listen.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think he did an EP last year and he's released some singles off it already. From what I've heard, it is him-like, which he's said himself, really. It's kind of a transition period for him, going from him onto other stuff.
It's going to be different. He's been writing stuff for him and now
he always wrote that. Obviously, it's his vocal. But, the singles I've heard of, they've sounded like later him.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Okay.
But yeah, looking forward to the whole album.
Mm. Smashing Pumpkins have the band you hate the most.
I don't hate them. I just have an issue with Billy Corgan, which I won't go into now.
Yeah, so they are hammering these out because there was the album late last year.
I was just going to say, didn't they have something last year?
Yeah, well, it's a rock opera in 3 acts. So part 2 was last year. No, Act 1 was last year. And 2 and 3 are supposed to be this year. So Act 2 is supposed to be January the 31st. And Act 3 is April the 23rd.
No, quite soon.
And again, they're a band that's changed lineups a little and then gone back to some and then changed again.
They've always been a bit revolving doory anyway, haven't they?
Well, they weren't for a good few years. They settled
for a while, but they've had quite a few ins and outs apart from, obviously, Billy.
Yeah, Billy's been the only mainstay.
Yeah.
I'll have to listen to part 1 because I've been meaning to listen to that and just not got around to it.
Okay, I'll let you report back on that.
Okay.
Main Skin have an album out on the 20th of January called Rush.
Okay.
I've only heard one single off it. I think they've released a few, but Supermodel is off that one, which I quite like. And again, they're one of those bands that I've dabbled in since Eurovision, I guess, so I'll give that a listen when it comes out in a couple of weeks.
You're quite welcome to.
Not your cuppa?
No, not for me.
You might be surprised.
Probably won't be.
Oh, okay. And the last one, actually, I think was just out in the news yesterday as we're speaking, which is news of a new Blink-182 album.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
I think it was reported in Kerrang and all the usual places. Again, no definite date on it. It just said, coming soon, but apparently it's going to be the best album they've ever made. But obviously you're going to say that, aren't you?
I'm going to say it's going to be a steaming pile of shit. Yeah,
we're releasing a new album. It's not as good as all the others. So that's something to look forward to, because they are touring. Is it next year? This year? They're touring. Well, the tickets went really quickly and there was that whole faff with it, yeah.
Ticketmaster debacle.
Yeah.
Right, we've covered the albums, so now we're going to talk about some of the definite things that we're going to this year.
Yes, it does make me a little bit anxious talking about this. have like traumatic flashbacks to 2020, like, oh, it's download this year.
Yeah.
It's not. And also just because I'm generally anxious in general about going to this.
And the shows we missed last year.
And that, and the year before. And
we missed like 3 shows with COVID last year.
Yeah, I'm just allergic to getting excited about things now, even though I was excited about download earlier. But anywho, this is what we're hopefully going to this year.
Well, first up is a band who we mentioned their album a little bit earlier, and that's Avatar.
Yeah, and actually I've just spotted the date for that.
The 19th of Feb.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 days to listen to the album, so we'll have to listen to them first and then Those Damn Crows after.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
To learn all the words.
Yeah. And then next up?
On the 21st of February is Gajira.
Yeah, so we're cramming like 2 gigs in 3 days.
Yeah, these are both postponements from last year, just to say as well. We wouldn't normally, well, potentially would cram things in if that's how they were, but these were both on separate Saturdays about a month apart.
Yeah.
Last year, weren't they? And they both got rescheduled, and now it's a Sunday and a Tuesday, so 2 school nights in 3 days.
Not good.
No, but
well.
What can you do?
Next up is in March, we are going to see Vilvelo.
Mm-hmm. The 11th. That is a Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Which is always pleasing.
And I think that'll be the first time I've seen Vilvelo. I've never seen him.
I saw him Download 04, and also I went to Manchester to see him, actually. I was going to say Rock City. I've never seen him at Rock City because I couldn't get tickets for their farewell shows because it just sold out. Oh. So yeah, I traipsed all the way to Manchester. Probably about 2003 or 4, I think.
Well, if you saw him in 04, then... If you saw him in 04, then it must have been 04 or 05.
It was the tour for... I can't remember what the album's called now. I've gone blank. Anyway, I've got the ticket probably upstairs.
Yeah.
We can come back to that another day.
Next up, it's the big one.
Yes. 22 weeks away.
22 weeks, download.
Yes.
Go back home.
Yeah, I was getting confused because I've got my gigs and my festivals separately, and I know you're doing it properly down a calendar, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes, downloads the next one after that. I feel like there probably will be some other bits between then, because March to June is a long time to go without anything live, even if we just nipped and see some metal to the masses on a Saturday or something. And then after that, I've actually got one that you haven't got, but I know you've got one that I haven't got next if we're going calendarily.
Yes,
if that's a word. Calendarily.
Is mine before yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so mine is allegedly the biggest music festival in the UK.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Attendance and land size.
So, yeah, ridiculous. So I am going to Glastonbury for my first time.
Losing your Glassdoor virginity.
Yeah, you decided you didn't want to go. So.
Too big, too people-y.
Yeah. You don't have to talk to people.
I know, but no, it's just... I'll be interested to get your review on it, but I still don't think it's for me. And it's also the fact it's about 4 hours away.
Yeah, it is 4.5 hours from where we are. So
it's one of those things that I feel like maybe I do want to go to, but at the same time, I don't want to commit to it. And it's always 2 weeks after download, and I just, recovering physically and mentally and financially from download. Yeah,
well, I'll be doing that, and then it is kind of straight back into it.
Exactly.
Again.
Look for you on the telly.
Oh, if they show some drunk guy in a corner asleep.
Yeah,
that'll
I'll
be
see
me.
you on BBC Breakfast or something, won't I? Someone enjoyed their first night at Glastonbury.
Vomiting into a Viking hat.
Yeah, we'll put it past.
They've only made one announcement so far, and that is that Elton John's one of their headliners. And I'm actually delighted about that. I think that's going to be great.
I would like to see Elton, actually.
Yeah, I'm not. A lot of people thought I'd be really disappointed with that, but I'm actually really happy with that.
My next one then that you're not going to is Hollywood Vampires on the 11th of July.
Yeah, is that a school night?
It is.
Ooh.
I know, but it's Birmingham, it's not that far. It'll be right.
Yeah.
I might book the day off after anyway.
Well, that should be good.
Yeah, hoping we get some good support acts for that, because I did last time.
Yeah, they generally do pick a decent support, don't they?
Yeah, last time we had The Darkness and The Damned.
Yeah, I mean, The Damned are great, but my thoughts on The Darkness.
They put on a good show, though, they do.
After that, we've got Mangata Festival.
We have, that is 4 days after. So, yeah, 15th of July at the Rescue Rooms.
Was that the 15th? Oh, I've got it as a 14th.
Oh, it was originally the
14th,
I think I have actually on my calendar, but yeah, it's just the 15th now.
Yeah. Well, that's Rescue Rooms, so that'll be cool. We know everywhere, so we know what we're doing for that. Then after that, we are going back to one of our favourite festivals last year. We are going back to Stone Dead. Yes,
very much looking forward to that one at the end of August.
Yeah, that is, it was absolute cracker last year. I hope it's I think the weather was just about right last year as well.
Yeah, it was just nicely warm.
It was just nice and warm, yeah, not absolutely horrendous like Bloodstock. So
yeah, it was pleasant.
It was.
And then finally, we've got Derby Altfest.
Yeah.
In the middle of October.
Really excited for that one.
Yes, we've had a few announcements on that one already, and there's still lots more to come. So, yeah, that'll be good. That'll be our first time there.
Yeah.
First time at the venue, unless we get there before for anything. So, yeah. And then obviously there's other potential things we may still go to.
Yeah, what have you got on the potentials list?
I'm still toying with the idea of Def Leppard and Motley Crue.
If you want to go to that, you go to that. It's not... Yeah. I'd watch Motley Crue, but I wouldn't watch Def Leppard.
No, it's... Yeah, because the nearest one is the Sheffield one, and that is on a Monday.
Yeah.
I feel like it might even be a bank holiday Monday, I'm not sure, but...
Could you not do like a Birmingham or a Manchester on a weekend?
No. And I'll tell you for why.
They're in Glasgow.
Off the top of my head, I've not got this to hand. I know they're doing London, but it's on that weekend that we have had so much cancelled on in July. Because they're doing this one in May and then they're toddling off other places and then coming back to the UK July. And it's that first weekend of July where we've had Aerosmith cancelled, Foo Fighters cancelled, we've had Aerosmith cancelled twice. And I don't want to risk, with how much it costs to get to London as well. I'm just thinking, just drive to Sheffield. And they're doing Lytham Festival, which is somewhere on I believe it's on the Lancashire coast, but my geography may be completely upside down.
So West Coast?
Yeah, kind of Blackpool coast area.
Okay.
I think Lytham St Anne's.
Yeah.
I might have that totally wrong. Apologies if I have. But yeah, they're doing that, and I can't remember where else they're doing. I mean, one of my theories on the one in Sheffield, which it's at this side of Sheffield, you know what I mean, so it's not difficult to get to. And obviously, because it's Sheffield, where Def Leppard are from, Motley Crue will play first. So don't necessarily need to stay for all of Def Leppard. But then at the same time...
You don't want to miss the home show.
I have seen them in Sheffield at least once. But then part of me doesn't want to see Motley again because Vince is only getting worse vocally. There's obviously no Mick Mars.
No, yeah, he said he's not doing it.
But Nicky and Tommy will still be awesome. So I'm just like... I'm half hanging out to see what support they get announced because they've added a few more US dates on for this year. Obviously last year they had Joan Jett and Poison, which would definitely have been there for that. And they've had Alice Cooper added into some of the US dates. I'm like, that'd be cool, I've seen him, but, Yeah,
that would. To have Alice Cooper would be good.
It's for what you've got to pay for it as well. I think if you've got at least one of the support act that you really want to see, that'll make it worthwhile. So, yeah, I'm still trying.
So if Alice Cooper got added to it, I would probably go with you. Just watch Alice Cooper, Motley Crue, and then nip in and out with the beer for Def Leppard and just,
So I'm keeping my eye on it. It's not sold out yet, so...
All right.
We'll, And then other bits and bobs of festivals, really, like Slam Dunk. Bloodstock we're still toying with, potentially.
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be a day ticket for Bloodstock, and that's the only problem.
Other things like that we potentially may look at.
Yeah.
A few other little festivals littered about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So this is not a definitive list. I'm sure there'll be more to come.
I'm sure there will. So there'll be reviews on all of those.
Yeah.
The ones that we go to. And, Let's see what else gets added.
And as the dog has started barking outside, we'll probably wrap this section up. That's it for this week. Thank you, as always, for listening. It's very much appreciated. If you're not already following us on the various social media places, please do so. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Ready to Mosh Cast, Facebook, TikTok and YouTube Ready to Mosh. So please give us a like, follow, share, etc, and all of that. And we'll be back next week. And let us know what you're looking forward to this year as well, what you've got booked and where we might see you. Make it stop, Moog.